Welcome. My name is Stephanie. Today is Slow for Everybody. We'll go ahead and focus on some heat building, shoulder stretches, and some hips. Does anyone have any suggestions? Awesome. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. And let's go ahead and get started in child's pose. We'll do our breath work in child's pose. So big toes touch, knees out wide. Begin to settle your hips onto your heels. Walk your hands to the top of your mat. Gently release your belly, your chest, your head, your forehead down onto the mat. If you need, maybe opening your knees out wider so you're able to open up your hips and really melt into your mat. Inhale through your nostrils. Open mouth, exhale. Begin to feel the air flowing in through your nostrils, out through your mouth. Feeling the breath touch your mat. On your next breath, inhale through your nostrils. Seal your lips and exhale forcefully out of your nostrils. Begin to do that twice more, feeling the air behind your throat, the constriction of the airflow flowing in and out. Filling up your belly, exhaling through your nostrils. If you'd like, maybe bring your knees in. Bring your heels underneath your bottom. And begin to walk your hands behind you. Forehead touches your mat. Begin to release your shoulders down into your mat. Really curving your spine here, releasing your forehead. Feeling the mat beneath the tops of your feet, your shins, your knees. As a reminder, my words are suggestions. If you need to make any adjustments, feel free to make them. This is your practice, and I'm here to help facilitate a safe one. On your next breath, begin to walk your hands back to the top of your mat. Begin to rise, and we're on all fours. We're gonna begin with our wrist stretches. So go ahead and point your fingers to the long edge of your mat. Bring your shoulders over your wrists and begin to sway side to side. So your shoulders gently go over your wrists. Your fingers are wide. You're pressing into your finger knuckles. Your fingers are gripping into your mat. So our hands are fully engaged. We're not very passive here. Next, we'll point our fingers forward again, bringing our shoulders gently over our wrists, back and forth. So we're really focused on the hands here. Keep pressing your finger knuckles into your mat. Next, find stillness. Flip one palm down, so your palm is facing your head, the inside of your palm. And then move your fingers towards you, feeling the back of your hand into your mat, gripping the mat with your other hand. Now point your fingers towards your other hand, so they're pointed to the left if you're doing that with your right. And then bend your elbow just a little bit, feeling a stretch in your elbow, but also in your wrist, just slightly. Flip that hand over and we'll go ahead and do it on the other hand. So just moving your fingers here, getting really used to having the back of your hand gently pressed into the mat. Next, point them to your right hand and gently bend from your elbow, pressing the back of your hand into the mat. Next, we'll go ahead and sit on our heels, lengthening our spine. I'll face this way so you can see. Bringing your hands into fists, connect them here, placing them maybe a hand and a half in front of you. Your fists are pointed up. Your back of the hands are fully down, pressing the back of your hands into the ground. We bend from the elbows and we're gently moving our chest forward. We'll really feel this in our wrists. There's a really good wrist stretch here. So if you really use a keyboard, you're flying discs, maybe you play golf, maybe you're on your hands because you love handstands. This is a great wrist stretch. Gently release on your next breath. Begin to sit on your heels, and we'll bring our hands in front of us. We'll go ahead and shake all the dust off our fingers. So we're gonna do this for 20 seconds. So keeping our arms very straight, elbows straight, neutral spine, engage your core here if you'd like some more core engagement. Last 10 seconds. The longest 10 seconds you'll ever feel. Go faster. You can do this. Bringing your hands overhead, keeping your arms straight. Bring your shoulders down. There you go. Bring them out wide. You can really feel this in your forearms, your fingers. You are preparing your wrists for a daily practice today. Go ahead and release. We are ready to be on our hands. So go ahead and shake out your hands, your fingers. Huh? I'm tired. This is good. All right, so meet me on all fours. Open your fingers out wide. Press your finger knuckles in. Exhale. Keep your feet hip-width distance. Shift your hips up skyward, keeping a small bend in your knees. Downward facing dog, also called Adho Mukha Savasana. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nostrils. Let's go ahead and bring awareness to our shoulders. Inhale, retract your shoulders here. Shoulder blades. Exhale, protract. Pushing further away from the mat. Inhale, retract your shoulder blades. Exhale, protract. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, walk your feet to the top of the mat behind your wrists. Bend your knees generously. Exhale, ragdoll. So maybe you'd like to widen your stance. Begin to melt your chest over your legs. Your head and your neck release down. Option to interlace your elbows. Feeling your upper body release onto your mat, bringing a bigger bend in your knees. Begin to sway side to side, shifting your weight from left to right, bringing more weight to the balls of your feet, bringing the weight back to your heels. Exhale, release your hands to your mat. Toe, heel, your feet underneath your hips. Inhale to stand, vertebra by vertebra. Your head is the last to come up. Begin to roll your shoulders back. Inhale, mountain, bringing your arms overhead. Exhale, samastitihi, bringing your hands to heart center. Bring awareness to the bottom of your feet, your soles. Bringing awareness of our posture, of the earth where we stand. I'd like to bring acknowledgement to the land we practice on, the original landowners, the Chumash Native Americans, and their stakeholders, traditional owners. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nostrils. Open mouth, exhale. Begin to find awareness of your knees over your ankles, your hips over your knees. Engage your midline. Retract your shoulder blades back, bringing your shoulders over your hips. Beginning to feel the crown of your head lengthen upward up to the sky. And if you're comfortable, you may close your eyes while you breathe in your intention for today. Open mouth, exhale any stagnant energy that no longer serves you. One more time. Exhale. Inhale, mountain pose. Bringing your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips. Begin to melt your chest and your head, your neck down. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins, maybe to your quads. Keeping your shoulders back, retracting your shoulder blades here. Keeping your core engaged, as if you're peering off a cliff here. So bringing your gaze about 3 inches past the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, coming all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to high plank. If you'd like, you can place your forearms on the mat for forearm plank. And we'll stay here for 10 seconds. Keeping your feet hip width distance. Engage your core. Feel your elbows either bend slightly without hyperflexing. Feeling your core. Exhale, release all the way down to the mat. Bending at your elbows, releasing your hands out to a T, placing one cheek to your mat, wherever you're facing. Breathe here. Inhale, turn the other cheek. And just begin to find awareness of your environment. If you're at the park, maybe you see confetti, grass, trees, other people. Inhale, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Retract your shoulder blades. Inhale, cobra pose. Plant your feet, the tops of your feet behind you. Inhale, use your upper body strength by retracting your shoulder blades to inhale up. Proud chest up and forward. Exhale, release. Forehead to your mat. Inhale, cobra once again. Little to no weight in the hands. Exhale, come down. This next one, try not to use your hands. Retract your shoulder blades and bring your chest forward. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Next, we're gonna go ahead and bring our arms out to a T. We're gonna turn our cheek to face the right. So our left cheek is on our mat. And we'll go ahead and bend our right knee. And bring your right hand underneath your shoulder. Gently begin to bring your right foot right behind your left knee crease. And we're stretching our shoulders here. So your foot can be right behind your leg, or maybe if you need more space, bringing it slightly further back. You should really feel this in the shoulders more than your hips. We'll be here for 5 more breaths, or if you'd like, come back to neutral when you're ready. Bringing your foot back, your shoulder down, arms out to a T. Breathe here. Begin to find neutral alignment here. On your next breath, we'll bring our left hand underneath our left shoulder. We'll bend our left knee, placing our left foot slightly behind your right knee crease. So bringing our hips stacked over one another. Maybe you'd like to find some movement in your right hand. And we'll stay here for 5 breaths. And if you're ready sooner, Find yourself in a neutral T-shaped position. I like to be on the balls of my foot so there's less pressure on my hips. Exhale, come back to neutral, bringing your foot back first, then stretching out your left hand, left arm. Bringing your forehead down. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. Begin to press up onto our knees. We're going to stretch out our side body here. Inhale, bringing your arms overhead. Clasp your hands together. Maybe you'd like to point your index fingers up towards the sky. This helps me bring this line of energy I am trying to cultivate. Bringing your shoulders down just a little bit. Tucking in your upper ribs, engaging your core. Really finding that straight line, that straight spine here. Breathe. Inhale, point to the right, slightly, gently pointing, maybe 2 centimeters to the right. Maybe it's 1 centimeter. Find your edge first, and then play around by going a little deeper. Inhale, back to neutral. Breathe here, finding neutral alignment, tucking in those ribs. Exhale, lean to the left. Really keeping that straight line, gently pointing, finding that edge. And then begin to play around here before we find neutral. When you're ready, inhale back to neutral, keeping your shoulders slightly back and down. Exhale, bringing your arms down gently by your side. Stay here a moment, really feeling your warm fingertips here. Feeling your shoulders release down away from your ears. Inhale your chest up. And then go ahead and exhale your hips to one side, bringing your legs out in front of you, extended. We'll go ahead and find ourselves in a seated forward fold. So inhale, bringing a long spine. Maybe you'd like to bend your knees a little bit more. We'll start here with generous bend. And then exhale, begin to walk your hands to the top of your mat, keeping a straight back. Once you find your edge, begin to melt your chest onto your thighs, relaxing your face between your knees. Maybe it's your forehead. Begin to really melt your shoulders down. Three more breaths. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, begin to walk your heels further out, maybe 2 steps, and then exhale, begin to melt back into your legs, releasing your head, your neck down between your knees. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. Inhale. Begin to walk your hands back by your sides, releasing your legs extended. Maybe you'd like to shake them out a little bit. I like to. We'll go ahead and come down to our backs for bridge pose. So, all the way down onto our backs. Release your shoulders into the mat. Begin to feel the connection between your low back and your mat. So you want to press your low back into the mat to activate our core here. Feel your heels underneath your knees. Maybe they're about a handprint away from your glutes, your bottom. Begin to tilt your pelvis up and then down, up and then down. So I'm going to ask you to tuck your pelvis for bridge pose. So tuck your pelvis just a little bit. This will make more contact with your low back and the mat. Bringing your hips up high first, and then it's your upper abs, and then it's your chest. Really squeezing your glutes here. Bringing your knees right above your ankles. Breathing here. Exhale, release your hips down to the mat. So we'll do this one more time, and we'll include pulses. So inhale, hips up high for bridge. Exhale, lower 2 inches. Inhale, up. Exhale, and we're pulsing. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release all the way down. So I'd like to invite you here to explore wheel pose. So this might be an unfamiliar pose for many of you. And if this is a very familiar pose and you're very comfortable, we'll go ahead and play around with wheel pose for the next 5 breaths. And if you are unfamiliar, I will be demoing wheel pose. So from bridge pose, bringing your hands to frame your head. My fingers point towards the top of my mat, rather towards my shoulders. And I make sure my elbows are tucked in rather than splayed out. So I tuck my pelvis, bringing my hips up high. I push into the mat, bringing my hips up high and really squeezing my glutes here. Maybe I bend my elbows a little bit more. Maybe I press more. Maybe I play around by bringing my toes into the mat. Exhale, bringing your elbows to a crease, bringing your head down, bringing your hips down, and we're back to an inactive bridge pose. All right. So when we're all done exploring wheel pose, we'll go ahead and meet in a seated position. We have just enough time for more breath work here. So in a nice seated position, bringing your hands to your knees, maybe on top of your thighs. I invite you here to either visualize or with one hand, we're going to breathe our alternate nose breathing. So our alternate nose breathing, I like to bring my index finger, my middle finger, and my ring finger inside. So my thumb and my pinky are out. So I plug my right, inhale through my left, and then I reverse it. So either pinky or index, really. Exhale through the right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Really feeling a calming sensation. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Releasing your hands down by your sides. This is a really good cleansing breath work. Whether you're cleansing your nostrils, you're really cleansing the energy, the air in your body. So really circling the airflow, bringing new energy, releasing old energy. And this really gets me going in the morning. We'll go ahead and recline back onto the mat. So releasing our shoulders here. We'll go ahead and bring our knees to our chest. Feel your low back pressing to your mat. Exhale, extend your left leg out long. Exhale, supine twist to the left. So you can bring your right hand extended out long, bringing your gaze towards your right hand. And your right knee goes over your body to the left. Maybe you'd like to bend your other knee below your other knee. So you can stack your knees if you'd like. Really feeling your side body here stretch, feeling a twist from your thoracic spine. Breathing here. Inhale, knees back to your chest. We're back to neutral. Hold on to your shins here. And gently bringing movement to your low back. Just stretching out for just a moment. Begin to frame your left knee. Exhale, extend your right leg. Feel your low back into the mat. Exhale, supine twist right. So extend your left arm long. Begin to bring your gaze to your left hand. Release your shoulders down, melting into the mat. And then breathing here for just one more breath. Inhale, knees back to your chest. I invite you here to either stay here for 3 breaths, or if you like, I invite you to bring your knees to either side of you, bringing your arms to the inside of your legs. Begin to capture the outer edges of your feet. Release your shoulders down. Feel your low back pressing to your mat. This is happy baby. And if you're not quite able to reach your feet, just bringing your hands to the inside. Kind of like a low squat, upside down and on your back. If you'd like, you can extend one foot towards one side, bend it back, bringing the other foot out. Inhale, bringing your knees together to touch. Hug your knees, begin to curl up. Bring your forehead to touch your knees. Hug, hug, envision this rainbow light of energy. Kiss both knees if you'd like. Thanking yourself. Exhale, Shavasana. Release down onto your mat. Exhale, legs out long. Arms out long, either by your side.
So you can do, because my problem is
Begin to release your shoulders, your low back. Release any tension from your toes, your hands. I will be here to guide you into Shavasana, into a mindfulness practice. Noticing any sounds from nature, from society, from machinery. Begin to bring your focus back into your body, finding silence, stillness that we've been cultivating. Releasing your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And if you're comfortable, you can flutter your eyes closed. Feeling the gentle breeze on your skin. Maybe you feel the sunlight grazing your skin here. Inhale, begin to notice how you're feeling. Just noticing, not changing anything. Exhale, begin to find any tension that you're able to release. Maybe in your knees, your elbows. Inhale. Think of one thing you'd like to take charge of in your daily practice. Whether that's taking charge of your emotions, or simple day-to-day tasks. On your next breath, begin to feel that purpose, that intention. Open mouth, exhale any energy that no longer serves you or your purpose. Resting here for 5 more breaths. On your next breath, begin to bring awareness to your fingertips, to your toes. When you're ready, bend your knees, bringing your arms underneath you as a pillow. Begin to press into your mat to sit upright in your preferred comfortable seated pose. Maybe it's easy pose. Find our awareness in our sit bones, beginning to form this long, strong line from our sit bones up to our spine, through the crown of our head, as if there's a string pulling from the crown of our head connected to our sit bones. Inhale, bring your arms to heart center. And I'd like to close our practice with one Om. Inhale to prepare. Gently shift your thumbs to be between your eyebrows. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today.